Book review. This is Artist of Life by Bruce Lee. I thought I had already recorded this last year, but it turns out I haven't, or if I had, I just didn't publish it, so I'm doing it now. This is essentially a collection of Bruce Lee's writings on everything from martial arts to philosophy, through his views on religion, on whether or not he's an atheist or whatever, his view on putting JKD together. A lot of his poetry is in there, a lot of his writings, his essays. There's some really cool black and white pictures in here of Bruce that you might not have seen. You might have seen them before, you might have never seen them. It's not so much telling you how to fight. It's not an instructional book on his fighting techniques. It's more his philosophy, on life. I think it's worth reading. If you don't want to splash out and buy a copy, then borrow a copy off one of your friends. But it is definitely worth getting hold of, even if you only read it once, just because it's Bruce Lee's viewpoints on things that I think, unfortunately, Bruce was so far ahead of his time with his training methods and his perception of training and how we should be training and why, that it was a lot to take in at the time. It's still a lot to take in now. And I think, unfortunately, everything about Bruce Lee gets condensed, and you either get someone going "Wata!" or you get someone going "Be like water." They don't understand to be like, I've done a visual on the bit we're missing out of the "Be like water" speech, but he was so much more than that. Whether you believe he could actually fight for real or not is irrelevant. It's his philosophy and his mindset that we're looking at here. So, with that in mind, Bruce Lee, Artist of Life, well worth getting yourself a copy if you haven't already.